Why Scottie Pippen hates Michael Jordan. For those of you who don't know, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan were teammates on the Chicago Bulls during the 1990, during which time they won 6 NBA championships. Despite their on-court success, there has always been speculation about the true nature of their relationship. In this video, we will explore the reasons behind Scottie Pippen's apparent hatred for Michael Jordan. The issue of leadership. One of the primary reasons behind Scottie Pippen's animosity towards Michael Jordan is the issue of leadership. During their time together on the Chicago Bulls, Jordan was undoubtedly the team's leader and most dominant player. This meant that Pippen often found himself playing second fiddle to Jordan, despite being a superstar player in his own right. While Pippen undoubtedly respected Jordan's skills on the court, he likely grew tired of always being in Jordan's shadow. Furthermore, Jordan's leadership style could be quite demanding and, at times, even abusive. In his book, The Jordan Rules, Sam Smith chronicled Jordan's treatment of his teammates, including Pippen. Jordan was known for his intense competitiveness and would often berate his teammates for not performing up to his standards. While this behavior was likely intended to motivate his teammates, it could also be demoralizing, especially for someone like Pippen, who was not used to playing second fiddle to anyone. It is worth noting that Pippen did eventually become more comfortable in his role as Jordan's sidekick, and the two players achieved great success together on the court. However, the issue of leadership likely remained a sore point for Pippen, and it may have contributed to his later animosity towards Jordan. The issue of money. Another potential source of tension between Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan was the issue of money. During his time with the Chicago Bulls, Pippen was consistently one of the team's best players, yet he was never compensated as such. In fact, Pippen was one of the lowest paid players on the team, earning just $2.8 million in the 1997 to 1998 season, which was the last season the Bulls won a championship with Pippen on the roster. In contrast, Jordan was one of the highest paid players in the league, earning $33.1 million in the 1997 to 1998 season. While Jordan undoubtedly deserved to be paid well for his contributions to the team, it is understandable that Pippen would feel slighted by the disparity in their pay. Pippen was an integral part of the Bulls' success, yet he was not being compensated as such. To make matters worse, Pippen signed a long-term contract with the Bulls in 1991 that was severely underpaid, and he was unable to renegotiate until the contract expired in 1998. This meant that Pippen was stuck earning a fraction of what he was worth for the bulk of his time with the team, while Jordan likely had little control over Pippen's contract situation. It is understandable that Pippen would feel resentment towards Jordan, who was able to command a much higher salary. The issue of respect. Finally, the issue of respect may have contributed to Scottie Pippen's apparent hatred for Michael Jordan. Despite Pippen's success on the court and his status as one of the best players in the league, he was often overshadowed by Jordan's larger-than-life persona. Jordan was not only a dominant player on the court, but also a global icon and one of the most recognizable athletes in the world. This meant that Pippen was often overlooked by fans and the media. Even though he was an integral part of the Bulls' success, Pippen was undoubtedly aware of this disparity in attention and may have felt that he was not receiving the respect that he deserved. Furthermore, Jordan's leadership style, which we discussed earlier, may have also contributed to a lack of respect for Pippen. In 1994, Pippen famously sat out the final moments of a playoff game against the New York Knicks because he was upset that the team's final play was not designed for him. Jordan publicly criticized Pippen for his actions, calling them selfish and unprofessional. While Jordan's comments may have been intended to motivate Pippen, they likely only served to further erode their relationship. The 1997 to 1998 season. The 1997 to 1998 season was the last season that Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen played together on the Chicago Bulls. It was also a season of great tension between the two players. Prior to the season, Pippen underwent surgery on his foot and missed the first 35 games of the season. During his absence, the Bulls struggled, and Jordan reportedly grew frustrated with the team's lack of success. When Pippen returned to the lineup, tensions between the two players reportedly reached a boiling point. According to reports, Jordan became increasingly critical of Pippen's performance, often berating him in front of the team. This tension culminated in a heated argument between the two players during a game against the Indiana Pacers. While the Bulls ultimately won their sixth championship that season, the tension between Jordan and Pippen was palpable. It is possible that this tension was a contributing factor to Pippen's later animosity towards Jordan. The 1994 NBA Finals. In the 1994 NBA Finals, the Chicago Bulls faced off against the Houston Rockets. The Bulls were without Michael Jordan, who had retired from basketball the previous year to pursue a career in baseball. Without Jordan, Scottie Pippen was thrust into the role of team leader. Despite Pippen's best efforts, the Bulls were defeated by the Rockets in 7 games. Many fans and analysts blamed Pippen for the loss, citing his poor performance in the final moments of Game 6. Pippen missed 2 crucial free throws that could have given the Bulls the lead, and he also refused to re-enter the game after being taken out by coach Phil Jackson. While Pippen may have been unfairly blamed for the loss, it is possible that this experience left a sour taste in his mouth and contributed to his later animosity towards Jordan. Jordan returned to the Bulls the following season and led the team to 3 more championships, cementing his status as one of the greatest players of all time. In comparison, Pippen's legacy may have been somewhat overshadowed by his perceived failures in the 1994 NBA Finals. The documentary The Last Dance. In 2020, ESPN released a documentary called The Last Dance, which chronicled the Chicago Bulls' final championship season in 1997 to 1998. The documentary was heavily focused on Michael Jordan, and many viewers felt that it painted Jordan in a more favorable light than his teammates. Scottie Pippen was featured prominently in the documentary, but he reportedly felt that he was not given enough credit for his contributions to the team's success. In particular, Pippen was upset by the way that he was portrayed in the infamous migraine game against the Detroit Pistons. In the 1990 playoffs, Pippen left the game early with a migraine headache, and Jordan reportedly had to carry the team to victory. Do you think the documentary accurately portrayed the events of the 1997 to 1998 season? Let us know in the comments. Pippen later claimed that the documentary was not real journalism, and that it was intended to make Michael look good at the expense of others. It is possible that Pippen's feelings about the documentary contributed to his later animosity towards Jordan. The Jordan brand. In 1997, Nike launched the Jordan brand, a subsidiary dedicated to producing and marketing Michael Jordan's signature line of shoes and apparel. The brand quickly became one of the most successful in the history of sports merchandising, with annual revenues exceeding $3 billion. While Jordan was the face of the brand, many of his former teammates, including Scottie Pippen, also had endorsement deals with Nike. However, Pippen's deals were reportedly much less lucrative than Jordan's, leading some to speculate that Pippen felt undervalued by the company. In particular, Pippen was reportedly unhappy with the fact that Nike did not release a signature shoe for him until 1998, several years after he had established himself as one of the league's top players. It is possible that Pippen felt that he was not receiving the recognition and compensation that he deserved, and that this contributed to his later animosity towards Jordan. Personal differences. While the issues discussed above may have contributed to Scottie Pippen's animosity towards Michael Jordan, it is also possible that the two simply did not get along on a personal level. In interviews, Pippen has spoken openly about the fact that he and Jordan were very different people, with different personalities and interests. For example, while Jordan was known for his love of gambling and partying, Pippen was more reserved and family-oriented. Pippen has also spoken about his struggles with depression and anxiety, which may have made it difficult for him to relate to Jordan's more outgoing personality. As we conclude this video on why Scottie Pippen hates Michael Jordan, it's important to reflect on the complexity of professional relationships and how they can be shaped by a variety of factors. Now, I'd like to turn the discussion over to you. What are your thoughts on the reasons behind Scottie Pippen's animosity towards Michael Jordan? Do you think any of the factors we've discussed in this video played a more significant role than others? Let us know in the comments below. And for those of you who are still watching, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you never miss a new video from us. We're always exploring new topics and ideas, and we love to have you join us on this journey. Thanks for watching.